Hello, how's it going? So, today we're going to be talking about advanced SIEM solutions. Again, we're just building up on what is next. All right. Now, as we know, SIEMs, they're all about being able to log data and correlate information. But an advanced SIEM solution, this is more so about how can we have that visibility, right, within the network. But because we already talked about being able to actually consolidate the data, now we're going to add on, we're going to be able to identify anomalies, automate the actual incident response as well too. So we know that a SIEM is like the central housing group, if you will, right? And some of the capabilities that are associated with this is going to be event correlation, real-time response through the use of automation, such as blocking malicious IPs, right? And we talked about that, essentially the use of a SOAR, but now with the advanced solution, now you can do that. So some benefits though, over using the basic SIEM. Well, you have the speed, the accuracy, of course, now because you're using machine learning, AI, to actually get the job done a lot faster, and you can have your compliance reports automated, right? Think about it like this. It's a great way to automate, like we talked about with our SOAR systems, automate the process around how to conduct your everyday duties. Now, the architecture of a SIEM system, and we know it's all about collecting data, looking at logs, parsing through them, correlating the events, and actually being able to respond to certain events too, integrating that threat intelligence, and then, of course, the reporting. Now, these are all the cycles that you would go through in a sense if you're trying to create a SIEM. Because if you understand the architecture of everything we just talked about, from collecting data all the way to actual reporting and the visualization aspect of your dashboard, then and only then can you actually implement and manage the system itself. So implementing this actual advanced SIEM system, we want to define the objectives all the way to actually training the analyst that's going to be using this on a day-to-day basis. And then it's going to require a lot of planning. Right, because we need to know the actual steps to implementing. We have to understand the needs, look at the actual data sources that we're going to be pulling from, tune in a system, that's that keyword tuning again, and then automation, testing the tool that we're going to be utilizing. Right, setting up a whole environment, say, hey, these are all the denied ones, these are all the white box, this is what we're going to be doing, right? These are our white lists, black lists, and now we're going to try this out. We're going to test it in our testing environment. That's be a really great way to do it. Or in production if you're able to do that, right? But then you want to train your staff. Ideally, awareness is key. Like we talked about, train your staff on how to manage the actual tool itself. Being able to look up and utilize advanced queries, right? Because we want to be able to be, more advanced. Well, a lot faster with what we're doing. So some of the challenges, though, that may happen, and we talked about this before with our SOAR and our basic SIEM, is going to be the overload of actual data. It's a lot of data. I cannot stress that. So being able to actually tune it down some, understanding that, yes, there's going to be rules in place, but we can tweak these rules, right, to get the actual data that we need, and we'll really break away from any irrelevant data that we may see within our environment that we really don't need at the moment. Not saying that we don't need it, but if it's not really based around the actual system itself and how you can go about getting a better understanding of the actual, thing that's happening, you get what I'm saying? It's going to be irrelevant. Now, complexity, that's another way that we can utilize machine learning to help actually go a little bit more in depth, but we need the expertise to do so. That is why that's one of the factors that's kind of challenging. But the best practice for really optimizing are going to be going through that cycle, updating your threat intelligence, because that's key data that we're going to be needing, right? So we can make sure that we are accounting for all new threats, all the way to being able to monitor the actual health of that system, ensuring that the tools that we use, like any of the other ones like SOAR platforms, we're wanting to make sure that we're doing it right, that we're all gathering data and it's making sense, and we're making steps ahead to prevent any other threats from happening and occurring. Now, one of the examples here is going to be, how can we detect an insider threat? Well, of course, a user repeatedly tries to access a file outside of the department. The SIEM is going to identify this as irregular behavior. Why is this person trying to do this more and more and more? And it's going to be able to automatically alert the actual security team. Again, it's been great. Janera here, CEO of Quitech Solutions, and today we just talked about advanced SIEM solutions, similar to the SOAR, but a little bit different, right? Brought to you by ACSMI. Have a great one.